Hey there, Busy Bee here. Last year, I did a perfection run of Pokemon Infinite Fusions and had a blast with that. So I figured, hey, why not try with Mariomon too? What's the worst that could happen? Oh. So, rules are simple. I have to beat the game without taking any damage, and once I beat the league, we win. However, there are some secondary rules that are less important, but something I'll be applying unless I have no choice. I must use the in-game level cap to beat the game, as in my opinion, leveling up to a point where nothing's a threat ever is kind of lame. Who wants to see me beat the game with level 100s? No one, that's who. No using Wonder Guard. It might be situational, but it's pretty broken as an ability. And finally, no legendaries. That just makes things too easy. Also, to clarify, whenever I partner up with someone, whatever damage they take does not matter, because it's not me who's in control of them. As for Captain Toad, we'll get to that. Now, with that all out of the way, let's begin. Alright, starting out the run. Which starter do we want? Well, from experience, Blooper pretty much always kills Bob-omb without getting hit. Bob-omb never kills Piranha Plant, and Piranha Plant can one-shot, but not always. But since there's much stronger water types later in the game, I'm going with Sunshine the Piranha Plant. Also, Luigi's such an easy fight, he doesn't get a fight card. Yet. Anyway, for now, our objective is to avoid battles and catch every mon possible, as we need diversity to be able to overcome this challenge. Assume I'm gonna do this every chance I get. First challenge, Peach's Castle. I have to do these 3 fights before I can enter her garden. No, shut up, that's not... And where the 2 guards aren't the biggest problem with the right RNG, Toadsworth on the other hand... Toadsworth always starts with a fake-out Shy Guy. Yeah, I can't outspeed a +3 priority move, so... Is this already it? Did Alpharette and crew somehow know someone was going to try this crazy run and end it before it begun? Well, fortunately I have a player too that we can choose to fight with instead who can be damaged, as we don't even control him in the first place. Fight starts off with Fang using Protect and Shy Guy using Fake Out on Luigi's Goomba. I immediately bullet seed it down, and his last mon comes out. From multiple resets, I know Fang can use Poison Sting and tends to target me with it, so I bite it down as the Monty Mole goes for Leer. I use Bullet Seed next turn and get lucky with 3, securing the victory. Why is there already a battle before the first gym that's so hard? Oh my gosh. Well, now that we won, we can go to the Peach Garden and secure the reason I believe this run is possible. Boo. And with Boo, it's time to fight the King of the Koopas, Bowser. Here's the strat. One-shot Goomba with Bullet Seed, bite down the Toadie, then switch the Boo and lick and confusion damage Bowser until he faints. It works every time. As for the princess herself, use Koopa to low sweep the Bitty Bud, pray it goes for Charm, and then finish it off. Next is Crazy Daisy, and I was hoping Aqua Jet would be enough, but it wasn't. Effect Spore activated and paralyzed me, which honestly is the least bad of the 3 spores, but still, and it tried to put me asleep. Oh, okay. Next turn, I get lucky and Paralysis doesn't stop me, and I take it out. Last is Baby Yoshi, and I can fuse ray it until it knocks itself out. It takes forever, but it works. That's 1 star down. Man, this run is already so hard. I'm a little worried for the much harder fights in the game. Luigi at the pipe was way tougher than I thought, but here's a way to consistently win. Use Low Kick with Koopa on the Goomba, Bullet Seed from Plant on Blooper, and have an attack-raising nature with Horned Ant to be able to one-shot Koopa with Smart Strike. And to make sure he doesn't go for Quick Attack because it's resisted. Got all that? Good. Now we're gonna go catch some mons for another big wall that is Bowser 2. Took a lot of thinking, but here's what needs to happen. Use Dig with Monty Mole to take out the Mecha Koopa, guaranteed. Then switch to attack Raising Nature Horned Ant and hope either A, you don't get confused the entire time, or B, it never affects you as you're spamming Fury Cutter. The Toadie will go down, and last is Bowser himself. And as long as you have the Metronome item equipped, you should be able to one-shot Bowser. It could be a roll, but I was able to do it first try. Woo! Daisy, Daisy, Daisy. Screw you. Why you gotta be such a pain in the... So as you see on screen, I'm constantly having to reset this fight because the line I figured out has a chance to win, but it's very luck dependent. Hell, she's one of the two bosses me and my friend Rai thought might be impossible. The other one was the last fight, fun fact. But anyways, I need to be able to one-shot crit with Twin Needle or for the Pokey to miss an attack. And even then, I need to be lucky and have it switch the Monty Mole over the Twister, because if that thing comes out, it's over, since Sandstream will damage me regardless. But if I take it out as the last Mon, it won't do any damage. So that's why I need it to be last. Then with a special attack boosted Foo, I one-shot the mole. And when Twister comes out, I gotta both hope for a Quick Claw to pop and for Bullet Seed to hit 3 times. And let me tell ya, when you get the best luck ever, and it's only 2 Bullet Seeds, you really want to jump off the Cloudy Kingdom. But after a couple hours, we do get the exact luck we need, and it's over. Finally! Why is every fight in this game a monster? Okay, so now we have a choice. World 3 or World 4? And I'm picking World 3 for 2 reasons. One, because we gain access to a ton of evolution items, but secondly, I really don't want to deal with a stronger Wario in red, so yeah. After catching all the encounters I can find, it's time to take down Wario's ad... or not. Hi, Luigi. He's easy. Body press with Sunshine, switching the big yellow, who is the sun, to Flame Wheel the Ant, and then back to Sunshine to Razor Leaf the Bubble Blooper, and body press the Koopa. First try, no issue. And we don't even have to fight Ashley, so yay! Jimmy T shouldn't have taken more than 1 try, but he did. His Ukiki can't touch Boo, so always switch to Hammer Bro, who after a rain dance, I need to put to sleep so I can hex it. But he keeps switching between Mons to be able to hit me. Well, eventually it goes down. Next he brings back in the Ukiki, so when he swaps again the Koopa, I switch the plant to one-shot with Body Press. Afterwards, just payback him down safely with Boo. Should have been that simple the first time, yet it wasn't. Penny. You ever just have that fight where the only reason you won was because of dumb luck? Well, here's mine! Scuttlebug can one-shot the Fire Virus sometimes with Flip Turn. Then I switch to my Super Fly to bait out the Electric Virus. I use my Shy Guy to fake out and put it to sleep, and then switch to Paratrooper to headbutt it and use Dig. I get lucky with Sleep Turns, as it takes 5 turns to wake up. And then I switch to Slapstick, not knowing if Low Sleep will one-shot or not. But it does, because it crits. Wow, just wow. Red sure is the champion of Kanto, yet it takes some frustrating RNG to deal with him. But not worse than Daisy. We bait Tauros into using Dig as we switched into our Superfly. We use Work Up to raise our attack as the Dig misses, then we one-shot with Low Sweep most of the time. Then he switches to Executor as we bring in our Bug to one-shot with Lunge. Now here's where RNG really matters. I switch to Shy Guy as he brings in Arcanine. I use Fake Out and put it to sleep with 55% accurate Prankster Sing, then switch back to the Bug to 2-shot it with Aqua Jet. It needs the sleep for 3 turns for this to be possible. Last is Lapras, and I need my plant to land 4 bullet seeds. I've tried so many other strategies against this thing, and they've all failed. But on my first try, the new Lapras strat, it works. Great! Now it's just Wario. Oh boy. Okay, at this point, just assume every fight in this game took me hours unless I say otherwise, cause sheesh. I tried multiple ideas from double quick claw pops to crits to begging for sleep, but here's what finally ended up giving me the win. Thief doesn't always go for fake out for some reason, so when it doesn't, I one-shot it with lunge with my bug. Next is Pyoro, so I need quick claw to pop to one-shot it with my Daisy with disarming voice. Next is Buzzy Beetle, and I need the land Sing, and it needs to work with me as I switch to Fighter Fly. It has to be +4 to be able to one-shot his final Mon. But unfortunately, as I'm only +2, it wakes up and starts spamming Curse. When it's hit +4, I take a risk to one-shot it with Arm Thrust, but it comes up short. But it misses Metal Claw! So I take it out, and last is Phanto, and since I'm +4, the only Mon that can outspeed it, though I one-shot it with Low Sweep. Woo! 3 badges, let's go! Ah, crap, it's Kamek, now what? Oh, okay, bye, see you next time. So Bowser was easy. First is Chain Chomp, so we lead with Angry Sun to do massive damage with Flame Wheel as Chomp yos for dig. I switch to Fighter Fly so the dig misses, and I finish it off with Storm Throw. Next is Kamek, so I switch to the Bug to hit it with a first impression, and it crit. Cool. Next is Mecha Koopa, so I dig with my Mole as it explodes. And last is Bowser, who I can't one-shot, so I use Sing with my Daisy and take it out with 2 disarming voices. Love it when fights are easy, but how will Waluigi be? Waluigi was weird. So his swoop will always Acupressure to get a random stat boost, then baton pass to another Mon, mostly Porcupuff. So I use Home Claws with my Mole 2 times to get to +2 attack, and go for Magnitude on the Porcupuff, needing a 7 or above to kill. It goes down, and out pops Swoop again to repeat the cycle, so I buff the +3. It does the baton pass thing into Terrantox as I get a Magnitude 9 to completely obliterate it. Swoop is back, so I knock it out with Smackdown, and 4th is Huff and Puff, but unfortunately, I misplay and go for Dig as it sets up Substitute. I break the sub, but it switches to Shrewboid, and since I know Toxic can hit me underground for some reason, I use Magnitude and get a 7, taking it down. Afterwards, even with a 4 Magnitude, I take down Huff and Puff. I'm surprised that entire area was easy. Finally, a break! Except, there isn't. There's this elephant in the room we have to address now, and it's Captain Toad. See, when I'm not controlling him, it doesn't matter when he takes damage, because he's not me. I have no say what he does. But what about when I do? Does that count as me taking damage? Well, for now I'm going to say yes. So I'm going to grind Hammer Bro and a Rex I caught against Twirlips in the grass, as it's the only safe Mons to do it against. And, well, as shown, yeah, Captain Toad should be fine. If something comes up, I'll let you know, but since I can safely grind Mons and catch more if need be, we should be fine, thankfully. Alright, so Bowser is a little luck dependent, but not too bad. I start with Blarg and shoot off Lava Plume to take out the Chomp, as Paratrooper usually protects. Next is Bowser, who always goes for Spiky Shield, so I hit the Paratrooper or Ancient Power to one-shot. But I also get lucky with the Omni Boost, boosting all of my stats. Next he brings in Spike Top, so I use Dragon Breath to one-shot the Bowser, which is only a one-shot because of the boost, fun fact. Hammer Bro uses Headbutt, and I hope it flinches, and it does! So next turn I Lava Plume the Spike Top and Mecha Koopa down, but also Hammer Bro. Last is Kamek, and Toad switches in Rex. I use Lava Plume to barely do half, and he heals with a Citrus Berry, as well as unfortunately burning Rex. Luckily, Kamek uses Psybeam on Rex, so next turn I'm able to take it out with another Lava Plume. Alright, cool, that wasn't so bad. Just a couple hours. Donkey Kong time! He starts off with a Spin Drift and a Parabini, which are two fast mons, but they always go with Safeguard and Grassy Terrain for their first moves. So I use Buggy to use First Impression on the Drift, and it crits! Next, Birdo uses Dazzling Gleam to take it out and massively weaken the Beanie. He sends in Sumo Bro, so while I take out the beam with Lunge, Dazzling Gleam is able to one-shot the Sumo Bro no problem. Last is Trunkle and Wiggler, and since Trunkle always protects turn 1, I double into the Wiggler, critting it with Liquidation and guaranteeing the knockout with Gleam. Then I double team Trunkle to win the fight. Wow, 2 simple enough kingdoms in a row on a hot streak. Kamek was super easy. Bring in the Paratroopa, use Shell Smash while the other Paratroopa uses Protect, and one-shot sweep. Nice. Sad to say I had to do the same strat with Luigi, but this time it was mandatory because of his Paratroopa having extreme speed. I needed a way to guarantee take it down, which was Paratroopa with its own extreme speed, but I'll try to not over-rely on this strat moving forward because I understand how powerful it is. Ah yes, the triple threat, the 3 fights in a row, or what I call it, please land sleep, please! First fight is Paraplonk, where I use Sing to out-mech Akuma to sleep, switch to my Mole, and one-shot it with Dig. Next is Paratroopa, and I switch to my own to one-shot it with Acrobatics. Second fight is Goomba, and with luck, Quick Claw pops and I land the Sing. Then I take it down to near dead Magical Leaf, which is important because it has the ability Innards Out, which damages me if I kill it directly. Then I switch into my Porcupuff, and luckily it stays asleep, and I use Baneful Bunker, a protect-like move that poisons mons that hit it. And Stu wakes up and hits me, taking itself out with poison. Then comes in the Goomba stack, where again I get lucky with sleep, and it stays asleep long enough for me to finish it off with Disarming Voice. Third is Shy Guy, who brings in a Bandit. I use Protect to block the incoming Fake Out, and then get Quick Claw lucky to put it to sleep, then hit it with Disarming Voice to OHKO it. Last Mon to Sniff It, so I repeat the first 2 moves I did with Bandit, minus the Quick Claw because it's slower, and switch to Blarg to one-shot it with Lava Plume. Even with the ability to reset, that took so many hours. Maybe there was a better line, but I couldn't figure it out, and it's all Stu's fault. If it didn't have Innards Out, this thing would have been fucked. Pauline isn't too bad. I bring in my red Yoshi, get my special attack to +1, speed to +2, and flamethrower until I win. The only RNG I have to worry about is if Bristle will let me set up, but he does after a few tries. I'm glad she was easy. Needed a good time after those stupid sewers. Rosalina is a little tricky to figure out, but eventually I do. Start with Mole, one-shot the Luma with Iron Head, and next is Starbag, and I switch to my Bug to hit it with First Impression, which isn't enough, but it misses a Will-O-Wisp, so I finish it off. Next is Lubba, so I bring back in the Mole to one-shot it with Iron Head. Fourth is Mr. I, and I have Metronome equipped, so I use Lunge to take it out. And only because of the power boost from the Metronome, the Yucks as well. Alright, Bowser's Castle time. Payback time, boys! I use Earthquake to take out the Mecha Koopa, switching the Bug to Liquidation the Paratroopa, then switch the Birdo to BOOM the Hammer Bro. Next. Took about 100 fucking resets, but turns out Birdo is better than Amazing Daisy. So we use Sweet Kiss to sleep the Stew, switch to our Bug to U-turn for massive damage, and Baneful Bunker with Porcupuff so it can take itself out. Next is Chain Chomp, so I bring in Blarg the Lava Plume. Last is Goomba Stack, so Birdo comes out and booms them into oblivion. This fight all comes down to Metronome in the end, as Protect and Quick Claw works really well on Bandit. Same with Protect and Flamethrower. Last is Shy Guy, and Protect works, but it goes for Metronome and Tailwind. Yes, time to boom him out of existence. All right, Bowser time. Let's do this. So the documentation for stats are wrong, so that's fun. Anyway, here's what I found out to be the most reliable outcome. And it's not even that reliable. Bowser starts with Chain Chomp, so I put to sleep with Birdo, switch to Paratroopa, and gets a +4 attack and speed with Shell Smash. I gotta hope for a miss. But he goes for Bulk Up, so he's gonna live a Brick Break. But he misses twice in a row. Woo! I sweep through the rest of his team all the way up to Bowser, who is absurdly strong for one, and he has a Focus Sash, meaning I have to hit him twice to be able to take him out, which means he needs to miss me. And he does! But look at that damage! I only do half at +4? That's madness. Anyway, he's down, but Giga Bowser is immediately after. Well, he keeps using Dragon Rush on my Birdo, which is immune, so I put him to sleep and hit him with the boom until he dies. Well, that was anticlimactic, but alright. On to the Elite. Oh, hi, Luigi. First is Goomba Stack, and well, besides an Earthquake from the mole, I basically Birdo sweep him with boom and Flamethrower. Easy fight, but hey, this is it. This is the team we're going into the Elite Four with, and either we come out as champions or we fail the run. Let's do this. First is Toadsworth, and boom! Here comes a boom! Here comes a boom! Here comes a... Next is Peach, and yeah, we boom her till Spindrift, who we use Flamethrower on. Okay, so honestly, half of these fights have been a joke until now, so let's move on to Kamek. Kamek is a fight. Starts with Angry Sun, so the sun is out for a while. No, not the angry one, the ability. I use Earthquake with my mole to take him out, as he always goes for workup. Next is Kamek, so I switch to my Spark to use Bolt Strike for a one-shot. Third is Blarg, so I bring in Birdo to get a lucky Quick Claw pop to boom him. Fourth is Molluscule, or however you pronounce that, and it takes me a bit to decide, but I eventually decide to stay in with Birdo and put it to sleep with Lovely Kiss. I did switch to my mole to Earthquake, but it's not enough. But it stays asleep, so I take it out next turn. Woo! Last is Red Yoshi, so I bring in Buggy since the sun is gone and one-shot it with Liquidation. I get burned, but since it's the final turn, it doesn't matter because I take no damage. Heck yeah! Fourth is Egad, and while Birdo does boom 4 out of 5 Mons, Bruiser was interesting. I brought in Paratrooper to take it out with Aerial Ace, which sadly wasn't enough, but it uses Swagger, so as long as I don't hit myself, we're golden. And we break through! Woo! Easy fight! Now it's time for the champion, Mr. L. He starts with his own mole, so I bring in Birdo to put him to sleep because, thanks to a Focus Sash, I have to two-shot it with Flamethrower. Next is Gooper Blooper, so I stay in and put him to sleep. And now it's time for Paratrooper to shine for the last time. I put a Metronome on him, so if I keep using the same attack, it'll get stronger and stronger. so I use Shell Smash to raise my stats to +2, and he stays asleep. Unfortunately, I do have to use Dig on the giant squid since my plan won't work yet. Third is Pyoro, and I start the strat. I use Fly, a 95% accurate move, and let me tell you, when it's not 100%, it might as well be 50% because I've lost so many attempts just because I missed, and... well, not this time. I land every Fly, taking out Pyoro, King Boo, Blarg, and finally, Amaze-a-Daisy. And we won. We actually did what I thought was impossible. We beat Super Mariomon without taking any damage. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I can't believe we actually won. This is incredible. This run was so much harder than the previous no-hit run, as I believe Alpha Rat and crew really didn't design this game for challenge runs like Nuzlocke or stuff like this. Heck, I kind of learned that last time I played with only a lone Goomba, but I digress. Thank you all so much for watching. What Pokemon game should I try to beat Damageless next? I know soon I'm going to tackle too many types with Combi, but should I tackle the first game Damageless? Hell, tell me what you think's possible. Comment down and please like and subscribe and try to get this out to the people who made this game. I'm curious what they think about me perfecting the story. This has been Busy Bee. Peace!